Hi and welcome to this short video on GrowData's orchard management program. Because of time restraints, obviously we can't go into a great deal of detail. The idea of this little video is to just give you an understanding of the capabilities of the program and how easy it is to use. We're sitting in main menu at the moment. Let's go into the setup menu. I'll give you a quick run through there. Obviously, programs that work well need to be set up well, and that certainly goes for GrowData. In this screen, you can set up your separate properties. So if you have multiple properties that you're managing, they can be listed separately. They'll be reported separately as well. Also, you'll list your crops and varieties. It also wants to know the various row spacing and plant spacing configurations you have on your properties, so that when the blocks are set up, we have accurate information as to what is on those blocks and how they're set up. We can set up the irrigation and the dripper systems, etc. We can set up machinery so that we can track costings and we know what tank sizes we're dealing with our spray equipment. I'll open the chemical screen up just to give you an idea of what the screen looks like. You put the chemical name in, we categorise to type. It has a cost per kilo or litre which you put in. You can also put in a default label rate, although you're not required to, and if you do use the default rate you can change it on the day if for some reason you wanted to do a different rate. You can also record withholding periods and re-entry periods for that particular chemical. The rate that you use can either be a rate per 100 litres or rate per hectare. The program will work either way. And if it's a fertiliser, you can also record your elements percentages so that as fertilisers are being applied to blocks, we can actually keep track of exactly how much N, P, K, etc. are landing on each of the blocks. It takes a little time to set up, but once it's there, very easy to maintain. And you have an inventory system as well, so that as you bring new stock in, you're recording any price changes, so it happens very easily. The blocks are set up with a block code. There's a drop-down box for the varieties, which we set up in the previous screen in the setup area. We put in the number of trees on this block and the row spacing, plant spacing configuration for this particular block. It will then calculate the hectares on the block. We can also put in the sort of drippers that are on the block as well and the number of emitters. And we just simply work our way through each block. It's also allocated back to a property. It takes a little bit of time, but once it's done, it's so easy to use the program. Let's go out of the setup menu. Let's look at the enter data area. Go into spray diary, because the spray diary is probably the most often used of the screens. Let's do a really quick spray diary application. Just grab a couple of chemicals, put them in the tank. You'll notice that the default rates are thrown in there, but I can override them if I want. You can also put in a targeted pest and disease, and this is a list that you really just create yourself. You choose your blocks. So let's just grab a bunch of blocks. We're applying them at 500 litres a hectare. Apply spray to blocks, and the record is done. It's calculated the total area that we're spraying, the total number of vats that we're going to be using, or tanks. I can put in special instructions, and I can even set up special instructions so that I don't have to type them all the time. And then we can preview the instruction sheet. And this is what you would give to your operator. So normally this record is created in advance. You'd especially do that if you've got an operator, because then you can produce the instruction sheet. If you're doing your own spraying, you may choose to enter this record after the event. But the spray instruction is very comprehensive. The operator knows what chemicals they're using, what quantity goes in the full tank, what quantity goes in the part tank, what blocks are being sprayed, and how much water they should be using on each block as well, so that they can pick up mistakes sooner rather than later in the process. And all the operator needs to do at the end of the day is fill in the actual number of tanks that we use, check the boxes for the weather conditions, because that's a requirement of your quality assurance program, and the deed is done. All the operator needs to do then is enter those weather conditions. So the northeast, it's calm. We'll put in the hours, because if we put the hours in, the program is then able to cost everything out. Once we click the completed button, the numbers are crunched in the background. What it's doing there is it's calculating how much chemical is going to land on each of the blocks. The cost of the machinery is allocated back on a block by block basis, as is the cost of the labour. And that is a spray record done. If you like to have a look at a spray diary report, this is a formal QA spray diary report as required by your quality assurance program, and it fulfills all the requirements of all quality assurance programs, including the European global gaps, etc. Very comprehensive, very easy to do. There are a number of other reports in the background which look at the more costing side of things. So if we go into the report screen, there are lots of analysis type reports. There's inventory management. Now, remembering that not everybody wants to do everything in the recording area. Some growers really just want to use a spray diary and do some costings on perhaps their harvesting production side of things. Others want to track everything. You can use this program very intensely or not. It won't demand that you do work that you really don't want to do. The program is on the cloud. It's very easy to access. It can be accessed from mobile devices, iPads, etc. So it's a super program to use. It's now being set up so that instead of having to pay a high upfront fee, as was done in the past, with the cloud we can set it up on a monthly basis. So you just simply pay on a monthly basis straight out of a credit card. It's dead easy. You don't even have to think about it. And if ever you want to stop, you just cancel the credit card payment. It's that simple. So look, I hope that you enjoy having a wander through our website, reading a little bit more. You'll also see that there is a button there where you can request a demo. We're very happy to do a demonstration of the program so that you can talk to us. We'll do just a web link up and we can have a talk. You can ask questions and ask to see specific areas of the program which are of particular interest to you. So enjoy yourself. We'd love to hear from you. We think you'll find that the more you see of this program, the more you'll understand how much it can help you in the process of managing your business. So we look forward to talking to you in the future. Thanks for listening.